Yeah, good morning, Rob. As you say, big news, and I mean big. He's 6'6", is this striker, so I'm sure Sean Dyche hoping he'll prove to be an effective target man as Burnley try and get away from the bottom of the Premier League. He's 29, medical passed yesterday, I'm told. An undisclosed fee, but all week everybody's been talking around a £12 million offer from Burnley, so I suspect that's not too wide of the mark. I'm told he'll train this afternoon with his new teammates. He'll take the number 9 shirt, vacated of course by Chris Wood's move to Newcastle. Decent scoring record in the Dutch league, 50 goals there and more than 50 in Germany as well. So Dyche hoping, I'm sure, that this man will bring some badly needed firepower to his attack. It'll make up for the disappointment of the weekend, of course, when Burnley missed out on Mislav Orsic, the Croatian midfielder. He's staying put with Dinamo Zagreb. Two other little bits of news from Burnley. Maxwell Cornet, such an influence, such an inspiration for them this season. He's due back tomorrow to join teammates in training after his performances in Africa. And one other note for you, Dan Gosling, speculation that he might be on his way from Watford to Burnley. That one by Burnley today knocked down.
Right, let's get the latest on this now. Let's get a bit more detail with our Sky Germany reporter Sven Tollner.
Burnley fans may look forward to a guy who's going to do everything in his power to lift the club up from the bottom of the table. Wout Weghorst is a very physical player, determined to score in every minute of the game. Very emotional guy as well, which is good when things go the right way. His way. This wasn't the case in Wolfsburg this season. Weghorst did have a tendency to spread bad vibrations in the club, in the team, when the team doesn't perform as expected. Talking about expectations, Weghorst wanted to sign in the Premier League for a long time, but I guess he had expectations a little bit after high hopes. He now signs with Burnley, and I guess that wasn't his first choice.
Wow, that's some CV there, isn't it, Nigel? And you've been schooling us this morning. Wout Weghorst. Did I get it right? Dutch international. Tell us all about him and what he'll bring to Burnley.
I cannot complain about your pronunciation, Rob. That is fantastic. Applause. But you know, we already heard it before. 6 foot, what is he? 6'2", 6'3", I think, even bigger than that. He's a big boy, and I think he's the typical striker that Sean Dyche is looking for. You know, we know with Chris Wood going to Newcastle, he needed another target man, and we know him from the national team. He's not a regular starter for the national team, but he's the type of player that comes from the bench for the national team for the last 20 minutes to pour something when you need to. He had a great start at Wolfsburg under the spell of Mark van Bommel. Target man, very emotional, that's what we said. He loved the game. He's very passionate about scoring goals, going forward, and do the best thing that he could for his team. So I think it could be a great signing. You know, he mentioned many times already that he loves to play in the Premier League. A little bit surprised that the reporter said that Burnley was not his first option. That's not going to sit well with the fans as well when they hear that. But I think that that's not really the case. If we have to hear that from Weghorst himself. But I mean, I'm delighted for him. I hope that he get the time that he needs in order to keep playing, in order also to be a member of the national team.
And what about reaction then to this one back home?
Well, so far so good. I mean, are good. You know, I mean, we love to see Dutch players, you know, to play regular on a weekly basis, and with the likes of Van der Beek, for example, and now also Weghorst. So it is important for the national team to see the majority of the players that are abroad playing week in, week out. So they really like it. Of course, the German league is being followed closely by the Dutch population and the Dutch people over there. But as well as the English Premier League. It is by far the biggest league international-wise on the stage of football. So we love to see him go in there. I think he will do well. As I said, I think he will fit in right well, especially how Sean Dyche sets his team up and the strategy that he has also to play for his team. And he will get a lot of crosses. I think he's very, very good on crosses. He's always in the box, always eager to score goals, so he get plenty of them. So I think it will be a great fit for Sean Dyche and Burnley.
Yeah, you mentioned the World Cup under a year's time, and how much of a gamble is this for Weghorst? Because if the worst was to happen and Burnley were relegated, how damaging would that be for him?
Of course, he knows the risk going to Burnley and also the position that they are in the table. He makes a decision with his full conscience, so he knows that as well. But for him, it's very important that he has the opportunity to play in the Premier League, and as long as he's playing and he's performing and he's doing well, the national team doesn't really matter if you're gonna relegate, yes or no. It's all about getting the playing time in order to be fit and match fit as well to be a part of the national team. So he needs to just step his game up and perform how he did in the beginning of his transfer at Wolfsburg. And I think this is not going to be a problem if you're going to be selected for the national team.